Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Obviously, in a confrontation with anyone, if you can, and you can control that, you try to limit that person's or that entity's ability to defend itself and to counterattack or simply attack you, if you have any say or any control over that. But you're trying, before you get head on with that person or that entity, you try to make sure that that person maybe is disarmed, has no ability to speak, or things like operate and so on, before you get engaged. Why? Because you want to limit your losses. Let's say, let's take the example of a bully. A bully doesn't want to fight and get scratched, or poked in the eye, or kicked in the balls, which we all can do to any person who's stronger than us. We can do all that. The other person doesn't want to get that. So the bully will say, okay, this guy, I can beat him up, but he might be, punch me in the nose and give me a bloody nose, and then I'm gonna look like a tard. Or poke me in the eye, or kick me in the balls. We all can do this. We don't have to be experts in anything. Believe me, the bully doesn't want to have that. The bully wants to get what he wants from you by avoiding any damage. So how is he going to try to do that? By disarming you emotionally. It's going to destroy your spirit, your fighting spirit. That's why they don't really go straight. They go little by little, pop, 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 and then when they destroy your fighting spirit, they can take whatever they want. You're not going to retaliate. Now, if you're going to retaliate, let's say, he's going to beat you up, you're going to punch him in the nose or kick him in the balls. Next time, he's going to think again, should I come to this guy and try again? I'm going to get my balls kicked. Do I want that? So he's probably going to avoid you. Why? Because you already caused some little damage that you caused. He doesn't want that. He wants to win without any losses. We have here the Russian military and we have the Wagner group. The Wagner group has weapons and the number, and it's still organized. So why should you just go around now and everyone? Because they're going to oppose you with all the weapons they still have, and the ammunition they still have, the commanders and the fighting guys that are still paid, or were paid. So you don't want to do that. So what are you going to do? You try to disarm them, you try to disband them, and then you go one by one, starting from the top, go down and take care of the situation legally. You're not going to pop anybody legally. And when I say legally, you're going to bring evidence. And the evidence, you're always going to find it. As I think he was Kaganovich, the secret police chief of Stalin. I would like you to go and read his biography. Very interesting. And he said, well, this is the way he told Stalin. Show me the person, I'll find the crime. The same here. We'll take Gigi, let's scare him, we're going to find a crime. Because they will find one or make up one. So what happens now? The Russians do not, they want to avoid being scratched, kicked in the balls, or poked in the eye by Wagner. Therefore, they start the process of demilitarizing Wagner. How? They ask for the heavy equipment back. So the Russian Defense Ministry provided Wagner Group with tanks and all the ammunition, and I would say, now we want it back. That means like the US government says, you know what, you're not responsible with your handguns and everything you got. We're going to take it from you and we're going to defend you. Now, put that as a parallel and you understand certain things better. So, but the US government wants to help us. The same as the Russian government will try to help the Wagnerites now. Give me your weapons, that are mine actually, but I gave it to you. And then we're gonna just let you over there go fishing and painting, play ping pong and enjoy your life. So the same here. We're gonna take your guns because you don't know how to handle them, and we're going to protect you from everything forever and ever. So what's going on here? We got this little article here from Russia Today, and it says, let me see, Wagner to hand over heavy weapons, Russian Ministry of Defense said. This is from June 27, 2023. A planned transfer has been announced by the military in the wake of last week's insurrection. That means Why should we just be bullies with you? We want to take your means of defense, and then, which is your fighting spirit, and we're going to come after you later, legally. It's going to be a legal process. It's not going to be a thuggish. It's going to have the legitimacy of the law enforcement, justice system, lawyers, attorneys, judges, witnesses, and so on. So, the Russian Defense Ministry has announced preparation for the handover of heavy weapons from the Wagner private military company to units of the National Armed Forces. A brief statement posted by the ministry on social media on Tuesday confirmed the plan, but offered no further details on the arms transfer. The Wagner Group currently has many of the same weapons as regular troops, including tanks, anti-aircraft systems, and attack aircraft. I personally, I'm very surprised that they had this kind of thing. I don't know what to say, but I didn't even know how to say it. But if Wagner Group was what they say a private military company, I wouldn't have given them as a regular military, defense ministry attack aircraft. But probably they were so intertwined that it was the same thing, just under a different name, and be exempted from the Geneva Conventions and so on. Otherwise, how in the hell you give them attack aircraft? I didn't understand that. And when it was an article last year, I think it was maybe in May or something like this, June, and the Ukrainians, paraded one Russian pilot that was shot down by the Ukrainians, and they said, well, he's a Wagner Group pilot. I vehemently questioned that, like, what? What, are you telling me that the Wagnerites have aircraft, Suhois and MiGs? They're piloting those? So I was like, it's impossible. How can you give to a private military something like this? I didn't know at that time to the extent of the connection actually between the US, not yet, the Russian military and the Wagner, which is like, you're the same, it's just a different name, we can do the dirty job through you if we want. But according to these guys, they had it. I'm just saying that because I didn't know at that time that really these guys gave Wagner attack aircraft. Some of them were used by the contractors during the short-lived mutiny last weekend. Last Friday, Wagner chief accused seniors. Okay, we got this one. The thing is, let's see, the insurrection was no bloodshed. It was not an insurrection because they were not part of the military. And anyway, the Wagner soldiers shot down several Russian military aircraft while their convoy rolled down the M4 highway. Well, the point here is we are going to disarm you, and after we disarm you and disband you on the territory of Russia, you can go, as Putin says, you can go if you want to continue fighting as a Wagnerite under Prigozin's finance, now that he doesn't have but his own. I made a video previous to this one on the fact that, according to Putin, Wagner Group was fully funded by the Russian government. Fully funded. And they received in 1 year about $1 billion in contracts. Contracts. So that's a lot of money only coming from that one. So right now, Putin plugs Mr. Prigozin's money out, and Prigozhin, yeah, you can have your company, but let's see how you're going to found your company from now on in Belarus. You're not going to have enough money, but I think it's going to be a little, because you remember, I don't want to say succession, but remember the Wagner Group has a lot of troops in Africa, and again, those guys probably are also under, I would say, to a certain extent, the Russian military command. Through their, we are Wagner commanders and so on. However you want to take it, you don't mess with the government or with the military. What are you going to do? Let's say the guys in Africa said, well, we're not going to follow the Russian Ministry of Defense orders. We're gonna follow only Prigozhin's. Yeah, okay. We're gonna come and talk to you later. Right now we have this Ukraine war here that we have to take care of, and after we clear the air here, we're gonna take care of you later, and I know it. And what are you gonna do? You're a mercenary. You're gonna go and fight for the Ukrainians or what? Or who are you gonna fight for? Well, you can do that. So remember, this is a job for them. I make money by, doing what I do best. So here we have it, my friends. They are going to dismantle them, and after that, I think they will start the legal process of prosecuting these guys, not on the crimes or anything they did, financial stuff, tax evasion or abuse of power or corruption. They will say, well, we don't prosecute you as a military, we prosecute you as a civilian, and then. Believe me, they will get the what? 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, let's say 79 people. All of them will be up. That's my prediction for this one. And Prigozhin is going to be a no land man, or how do you want to call it? Just somewhere in the blown by the wind. In the west, he can't go. In the east, he can't stay. So what is he going to do? I hope he's got enough money to survive wherever he's going to stay. And I think Prigozhin right now has his diapers full of shit, because when if you live by the sword, you tend to die by the sword. So Prigozhin in his high rise that he is right now, or used to be, is a big fall from wherever he climbed. And he made a lot of enemies, and all his friends now are supposed to pick between him and being punched in the face by the Russian government, military, Putin, and all those guys. So they will just drop Prigozhin like a hot potato. Only Lukashenko could, if he wants to, protect him in a certain way. But what kind of protection that is? I mean, Lukashenko gets nuclear weapons deployed in Belarus by Putin. So you understand the relationship between Lukashenko and Putin, and then Lukashenko and Prigozhin. It's a big difference. So thank you very much for being with me again today. Disarming. And these guys are going to protect us. Yes. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.